Holiday Safety Patrol is here. We're very excited. I have a question for you.
Is this like Jimmy Kimmel Live Witness News?
It is like Jimmy Kimmel.
All right. Don't cook.
Yeah. Make sure you don't have space heaters left on after you leave the house.
Oh my God, so good.
My wife is very fond of candles, and so I always make sure to be extra cautious with the candles. Make sure they're put out at night. Make sure that they're put somewhere where our little kids can't get to them. So that's certainly one thing. And then I think the other that comes to mind is extension cords, and making sure you're not stringing too many of them together or stringing them somewhere where they'll get wet. So.
If you have like a real Christmas tree, make sure that it stays with plenty of water. Plug the lights from the Christmas tree. Make sure you have a fire extinguisher close by, and check your smoke detector. Make sure they have the batteries are good in them.
A wood-burning fireplace. You have to first make sure the flume is open so the smoke doesn't back up, and then you need to make sure you have the right kind of screen in front of it to keep the embers and the ashes from coming out of the fireplace. And you should never leave a fire on a table.
Well, there's numerous things that you can do, I think, but one, if you do have a fire burning, be sure and watch it closely, and be sure and have maybe a fire extinguisher or a bucket of water, depending upon what sort of fire it is, to put it out.
One of the main things would be Christmas trees. So if you do have Christmas trees with lights on them, I would suggest turning off the lights at night and when you're not home, and you can buy those ornaments that are the fire detectors to put inside your tree, which will alert you if there are any fires. As well as cooking, make sure you're in the kitchen at all times, because I know people cook a lot during the holidays.
So have to be careful with all the lights around the house and making sure you don't overload the plugs and use the proper cords to use on the outside.
Make sure that if you have a lot of packages that you purchase, hide them in the trunk would be one thing to do, and park in a very well lit area.
Make sure I don't leave my purse in the car. That's a good one.
Make sure that my wallet and my valuables are in a place where they can't be stolen or look attractive to someone who might want to steal things. I'll be aware of the higher levels of traffic as I drive around, and pedestrians all over the place shopping during the holiday season, so I don't run into anybody, and I'm always thinking about where the next potential accident could occur. Those are the two that come to mind the quickest.
There's going to be tons of people at the stores, so I would say prepare yourself. If you're going to be in the crowd, I wouldn't take kids.
Okay, so first, don't go by yourself. Make someone go with you, so safety in numbers. Two, be real careful getting in and out of your car, so you've got to check. I went this weekend, so that's why I know. Like, check in your car, make sure you hide everything under your, that little hatch thing I have. So those are the things that I do. And I try not to carry cash, and only the cards that I'm going to use.
Make sure that you have thought out your route.
Oh, that's a great one.
And that you make plenty of stops along the way.
Make sure that if I travel, to have my mail and paper stopped.
Well, what I would do is designate a driver if you're going to be out drinking. Safety comes first.
I can make sure to have a neighbor watch my house to make sure no burglars come in. So everything is safe.
Very good.
Is that right?
That's right.
Holidays are pretty stressful, especially if you're not feeling too well. So, with all things going on and people in a hurry going back and forth to catch up with family and getting all their shopping done, you need to maintain your journey management plan and where you're going and not try to run around and do too many things all at once.
I think the key part is not to drink and drive. Be aware of what things are going on. There are a lot of people who actually do drink and drive, so take the extra caution.
You might want to have a journey management plan to understand exactly where you're going to go and plan out your whole tour or store travels or whatever you're doing for that day.
Well, first of all, I make sure that I monitor the weather online and to the radio stations or whatever that I can get some information on how to get away from my area safely. I make sure that my tires have the right pressure in them, and that my gas and my oil are topped off.
Designated driver. Very good. Check everyone's keys. Offer them a place to stay.
When you're out and you're celebrating, be careful driving and make sure you have a designated driver. And definitely watch out for all of the other people driving because everyone's distracted and there could be a lot of accidents around you, so you need to be aware and use your Smith system driving techniques.
Actually, we're not traveling for the holidays, but my neighbor always asks us to get our mail. So we keep an eye on our neighbors' houses and keep their mail for them and their newspapers to make sure that people don't know that they're not home. And when we put out our trash, we make sure that we collapse any boxes or tear them up, or kind of distribute the trash evenly over several periods of time to make sure people don't know what kinds of things they may have received or purchased.